Carmen dreamed that Nick was making love to her. They were away somewhere, hiding from life in a shabby hotel room. He said they could stay away for months and no one would notice, but that they should move around. He had places he wanted to show her. He was holding her naked body, and she was much younger, a teenager again, full of teenage certainty, her whole self molded around him. She wanted nothing but to be with him, and that feeling of certainty was more powerful than anything in the dream. She awoke abruptly, sweaty, disorientated. The thread of the dream was slipping away already. She had no idea how they had gotten there, what had come before. Just the feeling was left, her certainty, her arousal. God. She rolled on her back. Where did that come from? Tom was asleep beside her, his back to her, clutching his pillow and dreaming his own dreams, or more probably not dreaming anything at all, just oblivious after a long week at work. She pulled herself up so she could see his face, frowning in sleep, as though even here life was a bit of a struggle these days, and she felt the love twitch in her stomach. She felt bad about the dream. Had she betrayed him somehow? She told herself to stop being stupid. It was just a dream, a shadow from her past, stored away in some file in her mind, randomly accessed and mixed with another file and another. She and Nick had never been anything like that in real life, or if they had, it was so long ago she couldn't remember. The room was too hot. It was May, time to turn the heating off. Carmen pulled the quilt to one side. Tom was wearing only his underpants, and the skin on his back was pale and smooth, no hair and no slack beneath. His muscles defined from the daily half-hour at the gym, an antidote to the stress of his job as a lawyer. She rolled onto her side and ran the back of her fingers across his shoulders. He didn't stir, so she did it again, stroked the soft skin, and her desire flared up. May as well put it to good use, she thought, and pulled her cotton nightdress over her head. She lined her body up against his, pressed herself into him, and snaked an arm around his body. He grunted, half awake. "What are you doing?" "You want me to stop?" He grunted again. Of course not. When they woke for the second time, it was nearly 10, and they were running late. It was their weekend to have Tom's children. They were due to pick them up at noon, and the drive alone would take 2.5 hours. They shoved clothes into bags, and Carmen emptied the contents of the fridge into a cool box, and they had to go. The forecast was good, and they'd planned to stop over at the beach, the first visit this year. There was no time for breakfast, but Tom was starving, and insisted they stop to pick up coffee and rolls from the deli on the corner before getting stuck in the Saturday morning jams through South London. "They didn't have any bacon," Carmen said as she climbed back into the car. Tom was texting. "Is that Laura?" "Yes." Laura was Tom's ex-wife. He would be texting to tell her they were going to be late collecting the children. "You were so gutless. Why don't you just call her?" said Carmen. He laughed. There was no need to explain the obvious. "What did you get then? Sausage?" They didn't have sausage either, nothing hot. Egg and cress or egg and smoked salmon. Which do you want? He wanted the egg and smoked salmon, of course, but he said she should have it. But she insisted that she felt like egg and cress, and they laughed at their good manners and split them. "We'll have to buy sandwiches for the beach too," said Carmen. "Annoying." "Why?" "It's such a waste of money." He laughed and kissed her. They crawled along. The traffic approaching the Blackwall Tunnel was as bad as ever, but Carmen didn't mind. She liked this time, travelling side by side in Tom's Audi, catching up. They listened to the radio, and he told her snippets from his week, gossip from the office, little irritations and anxieties. Evenings were her time, when she told him details of her day, about the people she had spoken to, the stories they had told her, new ideas she wanted to follow up. "Are you looking forward to seeing the kids?" she said. He shrugged. "Yes, of course, but—" "What?" "Laura wants me to have a word with Mel." "Why?" "She stayed out all night, without telling her." Mel was his oldest, a challenging 15. Where was she? "I don't know. She said a friend's, but for some reason Laura checked and she wasn't there, and she won't say where she was." "That's not good." Tom handed her his empty coffee cup. Carmen slid it inside hers, then dropped them down beside her left leg onto the floor, where Tom wouldn't see. He hated rubbish in his Audi. He could be anal like that. "You'd have thought Laura would call you about something serious like that, not just text," she said.